Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at quite possibly one of the best brawlers in the game, which I actually kind of overlooked a little bit in my recent tier list. So make sure to stick around until the end. I'm going to give you guys the best tricks and tips for this brawler. Alright guys, so jumping into quite possibly the most broken brawler in the game right now, which I definitely slept on within my tier list, it is Tara. So Tara is actually so ridiculously strong, and of course I've got the data to back this up as well, if you guys were unaware. So Tara, of course, I think the main reason why she's also really good right now, I think, is the fact that a lot of times if you're playing Power League specifically, is that people actually ban out, you know, some of the better brawlers like Cordelius and Shelly, who are really like the top two for sure, but then people forget about Tara, and she's definitely really dominant when you're thinking of like Brawl, when you're thinking of gem grabs. So definitely a pretty underrated one. So hopefully we can get into a good position here to take these guys out. If not, we'll have to speak about the data after we concede this goal. So the reason why I kind of realized that Tara is so strong, of course, data can really back it up, especially in scrims. Some of the best players in the world value Tara really highly. So for example, in the APAC region, Tara is the most picked brawler in scrims right now. So of course there could be a few factors, like I mentioned earlier. You know, the fact that people probably ban Cordelius and Shelly, for example, and that's why Tara's picked so much. But, you know, normally, typically, you'd think, you know, Tara's only, like, usable on 2 out of the 6 game modes. But I think Tara right now is definitely usable on a lot of different game modes and a lot of scenarios outside of Brawl and Gem Grab. You know, you've got Infinite Doom on Bounty, for example, where she's like the best pick there. Pretty much any map with a lot of grass, I think Tara actually is the best brawler there, because she's got the gadgets to kind of help her with some of her other counters, and of course she just counters a lot of the meta brawlers as well. And the reason why Tara is actually a lot more meta than in previous metas is, you know, I've said meta about a million times in that sentence there, but it's because of the fact that the damage got increased so heavily. Like, I don't think the supercharge buff, you know, of course, was the biggest change. I think the biggest change was definitely the damage, because the thing about Tara was the fact that, you know, she's predominantly a tank counter. You know, you want to like run into tanks and build up that super quite a hefty amount, but you know, typically she'd actually lose lane against tanks because of how little damage she did in the past. So, you know, like for example, Ashe, you know, you'd think Tara would have an okay matchup against the Ashe, but in previous metas, you know, Ashe could just run all over Tara because she dealt no damage. So she's just a beast down the lane right now. Of course, I've got a lot of other reasons as to why, and we should be able to build up this super again just so quickly. But my teammate thankfully just slots that one in, even though we got wrecked in the end right there. So Tara for me is just so dominant. Let's jump into some more points right now. Alright guys, so jumping into the next point as to why Tara is so ridiculously strong right now. So one thing that's always been good about her is her pets. So pets can just be good against everything. It's really good for pressure, really good for getting yourself into a good position. And just one thing about Tara, of course, it's all about getting into a good position, because once you're close to that super, there's not a lot of things that can actually stop it. Like, it's so game changing. It's literally one of the best supers in the game. So any kind of position is really going to help her out. I think the main one as well for me is the fact that, again, like one thing she's really good at is countering some of the meta brawlers. You know, like Cordelius, for example. She's really good against Cordelius. She's really good against Shelly, and good against a lot of meta brawlers single shot as well, like Stu, for example, like in previous metas, Surge. So Shelly is definitely in a pretty strong space right now. So I'm just going to use a super here. You know, probably didn't actually need to use that. That was a bit of a noob mistake. But as long as you don't waste super like that, a lot of times you can cycle it so easily as well. You know, I'm not the best Tara, you know. If you want to look at good Tara gameplay, you want to go on Tom's channel, because he's the best Tara. Yeah, I mean, actually no, he's pretty much the worst Tara. So yeah, don't watch me, don't watch Tom. Watch probably more of the pros play the Tara, because that's definitely where you're going to be learning how to play her for sure. But my biggest tip is to try and pull as many people as possible. Try and recharge your super as much as possible. Don't waste them like me, and you should be able to have a good chance. So again, like, one key thing as well is just the pure damage you can output with 3 pieces of ammo. So if you get like a pull onto someone and also get them 3 cards on every single time, so if you hit those 9 cards and the super, you can deal like 7,700 damage. So that's basically enough to kill pretty much every single tank in the game. So of course that is pretty strong. You see right here in a 1v1, like Cordelius just can't really do much, and we can get the double pull off right there, which is just going to really help us out. And we might be able to actually walk this one in. Okay, no, the Grey is going to be able to teleport away. But that's going to be an easy win for us. So in terms of just carrying randoms, Tara, you can just run into pretty much every Brawl map and just absolutely pop off and pretty much get star player all the time, even though by those stats, I didn't really do too much, but that's going to be another game. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into the next game. And so trying to showcase how strong she is on a map like Infinite Doom. I feel like she literally is the power pick on this map. She can just get so much pressure. She can, of course, use her pets as well. If anyone wants to dare use single shot brawlers on this map, she's just really solid right now. So I'm going to just use my pets here against the Crow. We're going to be able to get the Mortis down again here. And it's going to take us a little while to use get to our super, but eventually we should be able to get it. So unfortunately, our Crow does go down. Hoping we can sneak up onto this tower. We're going to get the blue star right here. And I think, yeah, just a Mortis left, but he has no ammo. So he's going to have to run away. But I just love Tara on maps like this. So sneaky. You know, think of predominant maps that she used to be really strong on in the past, like Double Swoosh. She literally is like the best first pick there. You know, there's a few counters to her on that map, like Amber, for example. But if you play a matchup right and be super sneaky, you can, of course, get so much pressure. So, again, I'm going to go this way. Use our pet. Oh, I was hoping they could go into the Crow. Like, she's also like a pretty good soft counter to Crow as well, because you just can't take down those pets. It's all about getting value out of pets as well, because once you kind of run out of them, you're a bit more vulnerable. But as long as you've got pets, you've kind of got some way of defending yourself. So unfortunately, our bow is pulled right here, but we'll be able to do the counter pull. We'll be able to get the last kill and get the win. So that's another game. Let's hop into the last one. All right, guys, so jumping into the final game and trying to showcase just how incredibly strong she is. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how strong she is. Well, actually, no, let me know just where you kind of rank her in terms of like top 5, in terms of top 10. I'd actually put her somewhere close to the top 5. Honestly, she's that strong right now. I think, of course, the only thing that kind of lets her down is that you can't just literally go Tara everywhere. But in the right hands, maybe you can. Maybe you can. So we've got a super right here. Should be able to... Actually, no. Them pets are going to scout us out, unfortunately. I wanted like a double pull there, but my teammates are just... somehow... It's 30 seconds in, and there's only 5 stars left to get. So we should be able to use a super here, but if not, we can just use our gadget to get us a little bit of pressure. Just kills going down everywhere. And to be honest, we've already done anything. Like, our teammates are the ones picking up all of our kills so far. So just quickly before the game ends, I want to talk about the best maps. Actually, well, we've only got a few seconds. The best maps for her, you know, you have every single Brawl and Gem Grab map. You've got some hot zone maps like Ring of Fire, and also just some generic hot zone maps as well. As long as it's not really open, you also have even Heist. You could probably get away with using her in Pit Stop, you know, as a kind of defensive brawler. But for me, Tara is an absolutely OP brawler. Let me know who you think is the best brawler in the game right now. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.